What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Game Guys podcast, man. Brought to you by, as always, Megan McQueen and
Game-god-goldie, the one and only.
We have a very beautiful guest here, man. All right, she has a lot of assets, as you can see. All right, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Anna Fumi. You can find me on Instagram, and I'm really thankful that they're having me here. Let's see what we do.
Yeah, man. And look, and like I said in the beginning, man, as always, gonna be nothing but esoteric motherfucking game for your mind. You already know. You know what I'm saying? So we finna pick Anna's brain, man. All right, we brought her on because I think it's really interesting when you bring a woman into the scenario and you actually, pick their brain and get real responses from a real woman in real time. Because a lot of y'all be thinking that niggas just hate bitches for some reason. So let's go ahead and see and ask her some questions and pick her mind and see what we get from it, and then we'll go from there. All right, go. Do you want to start us off, brother?
Man, listen, where do we meet you at?
Oh, so we actually met a few weeks ago at, Miami Swim Week.
Yeah.
A really cool event. We went out on some yachts together, and that's when we initially met. I met both of y'all that day, and then we went out that night. So we had a good time. Oh, and you met up with us, so.
Yeah. So listen, we're going to start there. So we met y'all on the yacht.
Yeah.
Then you ended
Who's
up
all
going out.
Who's all this y'all? Because I was only there by myself, so I don't know who.
It was a
y'all
lot
is.
of people. I ain't gonna say the name. But it
Well,
was two yachts. It was two yachts.
And
out
I was
there.
on both.
You know, that's
but it was
Miami.
there by myself.
And you was turned up. You know, that's
I
why
was turned up. When are you not turned up on a yacht?
she was turned up. That's why we brought her on here. So you got to make sure you stay turned up. But let's just ask the first question, right?
Okay,
we met
let's
y'all
start
on a
out.
yacht. We
Interesting.
met y'all on the yacht.
Oh, okay.
And y'all ended up coming out with McQueen, and I ended up meeting up with y'all. Tell me, what inspired you to say you wanted to go out with McQueen and everybody?
Okay, so I'll start out by saying that I met them on a yacht too. So like this y'all, I was there by myself. Let's start with
She's
that.
so stuck on
I
that
was
damn
there
y'all
by
shit.
myself.
Girl, if you don't just
I
answer
met
the
these
damn
girls.
question.
I met them. We had a blast. All right, we had a really good time. I was turning up, like he said. I was turning up. We were having an amazing time, and then it was time to go home. And I'm like, "Is the party over?" And these people right here were like, "No, it's not. Let's go out and do something." So we ended up going out for a few hours. We had a good time. I mean, did we have a good time?
Yeah,
I
came late, but I had a good time.
I know you did.
I think so.
Me too. I feel like we had a great time.
We were out for a good while, so
we were out late.
Yeah, it was.
So late.
I had fun.
This is where I'm trying to lead it to, because
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
got a lot of dudes on here. Mm-hmm. They want to know, how do you catch a beautiful woman and get her to go with you to the next spot? What does it take for a man to catch you?
Oh, it starts with confidence. You would think it started with like looks or what you have to offer financially. No, it's confidence. Let
me stop you right there. You hear how she said it's not the money first. A lot of you dudes out here think it's the money first, but go ahead.
And
I'm gonna
it's
let
not.
you finish.
And it's not. Yeah, and thank you. But it's not the money first. The first thing that we notice is confidence. Confidence is king. So the very first introduction of a man, I can tell he's confident. I'm like, bet, let's hang out later. Like, if you want to go do something, let's go party. Like, I trust him to figure out all the best spots, to know exactly where we're going to go and like what I can wear. Like, he's the man. He figures it out. I like a confident man. That's the first thing we notice. I promise you that.
Yeah, they don't be believing it when you tell them that, because it just sounds so simple. You know what I'm saying?
It is simple.
People are always looking for a super complicated answer, like a magic pill almost.
No.
And I think it's because internally they want to avoid the work of becoming confident.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for
but it
sure.
really is as
I deal
simple
with
as that.
too.
You know what I'm saying? I think it really is as simple as that. I mean, like it be a lot of dudes that they'll come on videos and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, man, just get the bag first." Yeah, that's cool, but nigga, it don't matter if you get a bag and you still a buster. You know what I'm saying? Because I know plenty of millionaire niggas that are just losers that have money still. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of very wealthy men, millions of dollars a month, come to me about their issues. That's why I say all the time, it ain't just about the money. To have a great life, this is what I always say. Tell me if you agree.
Yes, I will.
To have a great life,
Right.
It's going to be predicated on your relationships.
Ooh,
if you have all the money in the world, it's still going to be predicated on your relationships. And one of the most important relationships is a relationship with your woman, because you're with her all the time.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that part right, you have all the money in your world, and your life's still going to be hell. So I tell people, You gotta get this part right.
Yeah, I fully agree. And not only that, but it's also the relationships you choose. If you're somebody who's trying to imagine you're a millionaire, you're doing all these big things, but you choose the wrong partner. You choose the wrong woman. So you really have to be focused on your goals, but also be focused on being your best self, because you could choose a wrong woman and she could drag you straight through the pits of hell. Yeah. And I'm telling you that I know that as a woman.
I see it all the time.
Yeah.
And over here we like to say what my shirts say, I like who like me. I feel like that's the number one.
It's important.
That's the staple to having a great relationship. These dudes is chasing a woman that don't really like them. They got to convince them every day. But if you just waited and found a woman that like you and see you a value, see you like they see Chris Brown like they superstar man, the relationship gonna go a lot better. So tell me, what is the reason that you think these dudes chase women that don't really like them? They don't like the one that like them. They like the one that they gotta chase.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of men aren't really driving for their best self. Primal urges will tell you the woman you have chemistry with. So I feel like a lot of the time they're chasing women that the woman on her end, she can't feel any sense of connection with them. And they're chasing it blindly, because if they were actually living their best life, living to their best abilities, health-wise, financially wise, if they were confident in themselves, and that we'll take it back to confidence, if they were confident in themselves, they would be finding women who were at their level that they could communicate with, and it would be hot as fuck. But they're chasing these women without really understanding where they are and where that woman is. Like, y'all don't have chemistry. Why are you chasing?
Give them some game. How could they know a woman has chemistry with them? How could they know that?
You can feel it. You can smell it on them. You can look them in the eyes, and the moment you look them in the eyes, your primal urges take over.
I say it all the time. It's been many women in my life, when I looked at them and they looked at me, it was instant. If you ask her, she say she saw me. If you ask me, I say I saw her. It was just like that spark.
And it has to be. And if you're chasing after somebody that the puzzle pieces don't fit, why waste your time? Like, we only have this one short existence to be our best self and to find our best partner. So if you're going to go after somebody, make sure that it's somebody that you feel primal for.
Have you found your best partner?
No, I haven't. I found some decent partners. Let me get some water. Ooh. No, I have not found my best partner, but I've found my best self recently.
Why do you think you haven't found your best partner?
I feel like in the past, the reason that I didn't find my best partner was because I didn't have my best self. The way that I treated myself, the way that I treated my life, and I expect the moon for myself. I have to work hard. But if my focus is only on myself, how could I find a partner who can also provide for me if I'm hyper independent? And you know what I mean? I understand there's the misandrist, and there's a lot of women who are anti-men right now. And a part of me is with them. I'm sorry, I won't lie to y'all. A part of me is with them, but at the same time, it's I do need a man to be the head of household, to take care of all the things that sometimes I just don't want to use my.
Why you say?
I was like, you know what? Let me get in that bag real quick.
Come on, get in the bag.
So you said that a part of you is with the misandrist.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know exact what reason and what part of you is a part of it.
Yeah.
Niggas finna get in there, right?
No, okay.
Let's get in that bag.
I'll give it to y'all. I'll give it to y'all right now. So here's the thing. So a few years ago, and this is not a sob story. Ooh, let me not break stuff in here. This is not a sob story, but
you gotta lean forward.
But the thing is, a few years ago, my parents died back to back, right?
I'm sorry.
I was thank you. It's been some time, so my grief journey is mostly fulfilled. But at the same time, I had a partner that I was dating for 3 years, and we had been together for so long. We'd been through thick and thin, and then during that time period when my parents were dying, he couldn't be there for me in the way that he needed to be there.
The man you were dealing with at the time?
Yeah. So for me,
what wasn't he doing?
Oh, he wasn't showing up for me. I was going through a lot of grief.
In what ways was he not showing up for you?
I wouldn't see him, but once a day. And he was at the hospital with me when my mom took her last breath.
You wouldn't see him? You would only see him once a day?
Once a day. I mean, he would write me in the morning. This is one thing that I really appreciate. He would write me every morning, "Good morning. I hope you have a great day." no matter if we saw each other or didn't. At night, every night, hey, I hope you got home safely and that you make sure all your doors are locked, and I love you, good night. So like there were great parts of him.
But wait a minute, you say he saw you every day though?
Yeah, I mean,
like
physically saw me every day, but I was going through so much grief. I was going through so much grief. Like I'm there by myself, my parents just died. It was very traumatic for me, and I'm sure it was for him too. And like maybe we were on different paths. We were in different places, but I feel like losing people that I loved, my family, and like if I'm with a man, that's an extension of my family for now until we decide to get married or whatever else. But losing that relationship really, it made me jaded a little bit. Like I'm very much like, can you trust him? Like, can I trust these men?
So he saw you once a day. You wanted him to see you more than once a day.
No, I just think that at that time, the way like, oh, he sees me once a day, we talk for a few hours, but he wasn't able to be there for me in the way that somebody should be there.
How do you feel like he should have showed up for you?
I mean, I was grieving my parents' death. They like check in on me more often, be there for me, be more supportive, like be present in my life too. But I think it was traumatizing.
Sorry, I got to respond to that. So hold on. Okay.
You're good.
I'm seeing a lot of flaws in this story right now.
Okay. But I am saying the ultimate goal of the story is to say that I am a bit jaded at times, and that I tend to be a little bit more distrusting. I have an avoidant attachment style, so I'll let somebody get close, but once they get close, like really close to my heart, and it doesn't take physical for that either. It doesn't take any kind of physical affection. Once they get close to my heart, I kind of push them away real quick. And I don't mean to, but with a quickness, I'm like, let me take a step back. Because I have experienced somebody not being there for me at a time when I not desperately, but I did need them. Like dealing with the loss of a family member is very hard.
I bet. I wouldn't wish that pain on nobody. You know what I'm saying? However, though, right?
Yeah.
However, if he was, so you expect a man to provide, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Like I feel like a lot of times women really underestimate what it really takes to be a man, especially in 2025, right? Like in order for you to even be the man that a woman like you would even want, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot of his time and a lot of his energy, like on a daily basis. Hold on, let me finish. Yeah. So you want him to go through all the pain, the suffering, the betrayal, the ups, the downs, and the hard work that it becomes, that it requires to be that man that he needs to be for himself, his family, and for any girl he chooses to be with. And then on top of that, you want more from him than him showing up for you once a day, and then also texting you and morning and night. How is he able to do that?
No, I totally see where you're coming from. I will go back to a point you made in the first sentence, betrayal. There would be no betrayal in our relationship.
No, not between y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just daily life of being a man.
No, but the kind of man that I would seek out would have such integrity that he wouldn't experience betrayal.
That's impossible.
No, it is. It isn't.
That's impossible.
I mean, it isn't.
Every man has to go through betrayal.
I feel like when people have a sense of understanding about those around them, and he would not go through situations like that. I date very peaceful people who don't have a lot of like negative like pull in their life.
It's not about negativity.
So when we break up and it doesn't work out, we always remain friends and we always love each other because I know them in their heart. Like they're good people, but at the same time, so he goes through all of those things on a daily basis, but we're supposed to be home to each other. If we're together, we're supposed to be home to each other. We're supposed to be that person that you can communicate with, that you can lay the burdens at their door and they will pick them up and say, that's okay. Let's just cuddle and go to bed. Let's have a good night. What do you want to do?
So he's supposed to deal with your burdens, is what you're saying.
Not deal. Not deal. It's a choice. When you really fulfill finding a good, healthy partner, it's always a give and a take. Yeah. There's like we were talking about.
I just want to know what he wasn't giving you. What wasn't he giving you? Like that.
It wasn't that he wasn't giving me something. It's just that the death was such a painful experience for both of us. He had already lost a parent. So he was trying to isolate himself. I isolate. So he was trying to spend more time alone, and I was trying to spend more time alone. But like at that critical moment, for us not to bond or like form a closer bond over the death that just happened, then it means that we're pulling apart. So for me, I knew that the next step was for both of us to grow in separate directions.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think that made him, I don't think there was anything wrong with him.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, okay.
No. He didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. Not at all.
Because I don't, like I said, I'm sorry for your loss one more time.
Oh, no, thank you.
I wouldn't wish that pain on nobody, but I have a lot of friends that have lost their parents.
Right.
And the one thing that I've taken away from most people who lose their parents is that you don't know how you would react until something like that happens.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like if he lost a parent and you lost both of your parents, he going through, on top of what he goes through as a man on a daily basis, then on top of losing a parent, and then on top of trying to please you, and then on top of you losing your parents. So it's like, it's only so much he can do.
Yeah, and on top of that, not only that, we spent 2 weeks in the hospital, like staying in hotels just to be close to where my mom was.
Yeah.
Like, he was there when she took her last breath, and he had also lost a parent. So like, for him, he was
that's a lot of death to be dealing with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we were both dealing with things, but I noticed, and I know he knew too, but we were dealing in different directions. Sometimes people have to separate to understand that you have to be there for yourself first.
Yeah.
And he was there for himself. I was there for myself, and I knew that I couldn't pull him into the grief that I was experiencing and like the way that I was, reacting to the world around me. So we split up. But at the end of the day, the reason that I can be a misandrist sometimes is because a part of my heart still hasn't recovered from the idea of, my parents died and he left and I'm not close with my sisters. So it's like, I get really hyper independent.
Yeah.
I do everything for Anna.
You know
this is who I am.
That.
Like,
I understand that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. I really genuinely do.
Listen,
like, I don't want you to think I'm being dismissive.
So you say you hyper independent.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Listen, my dad died damn near 15 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
But because of that, I feel like I am the way I am. Because when you have parents die, there's no loss of a significant other that can compare to that. So if a woman leaves, it's like that could never compare to the loss I have for that. So I really don't care.
Gosh,
so I understand where you're coming from. When you have a loss like that, you get to be okay with being by yourself because nobody else leaving could compare to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the difference.
I guess you're probably better to answer that question then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I mean, but like even the question or like the premise, like it's all about experience. Like we've experienced a hardship, and you're right. There's nothing like losing a parent because no one prepares you for the moment where the person who
loves
guided
you like your parents love you.
The person who guided you and taught you all your integrity and your values and your value systems and your morals and your manners and how you treat other people, they're no longer here.
And that recently happened.
Yeah.
But that happened to me when I did almost 20 years ago. I'm still traumatized because of it. So I understand if that happened recently, I know the trauma in your life that is going to affect a lot of things.
Yeah, and it was back to back too. And my dad was a cancer researcher. So I told you about how I was born in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. So my mom was white and she was from Houston, and she was studying to get her master's in Nigeria. She met my dad. He was a doctor at the university, and they've been together my whole life. Like, so I'm black and white, transplant from Nigeria in a small town, Texas, in Houston. So, like, my experiences and the way I grieved my parents might be different from what people expected. I was so torn because this is one part of my life. This is a whole other continent and country where I have family too. And then I have my sisters in my area. And then dating. So like, I will say that I wasn't at my best self whenever I broke up with my ex. But the goal in my life, the only goals I hold that matter the most, actions and accountability, bettering myself and my future, bettering my relationships with others. And it takes a lot to get out of that hyper independence. What do you think, Goldie? I feel like it takes a lot to get out of that hyper independence.
You know what I would say? And this is nothing against you. Yeah. I just know myself. I know women who go through things. It's best for a man, if you hear a woman tell you this story about her life, is to not deal with it, because there's so many things she hasn't even figured out herself. It's like a woman dealing with me. You know, it's going to be a lot of things you're going to have to deal with. But it's easier to not, because you ain't went through it. You can't understand what she's going through. It's going to be things that don't make sense. It don't even make sense to her because she ain't even worked it out. So when you hear a woman give you a story, I've gotten with plenty of women. Perfect. Look good was all on me. And they start telling me things about their life and their parents and this drama and this. And I know immediately I need to run or my life is going to be in chaos because she hasn't figured this out. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah. But also, if you find a woman like that who still is trying to date at that time point when she's talking about these issues, you should also run, because a woman who is fully healed will not be still trying to work out these feelings.
That's a fact. If a woman get with you and get to talking about her deceased parents, her trauma with her mama, she was molested when she was young. If she gets with you and on a drunk night wants to tell you these things, that is a woman who has not got over these things, and you need to run her. She's going to put them all on you, and everything you do is going to be a representation of something that she feels like happened in her life. What you think about that?
I agree. I mean,
no, it's true.
I think it's very mature for you to admit that, even though
I know who I am and where I am in life, and that's why I don't date. That's why I don't date, because I know. No, I haven't dated in a while. The last time I was in a serious relationship was a year ago. So for me personally, the fact that I understand like where I am, I can't be selfish in a partnership. The wrong thing, like you can't, if you're going through things, you can't squeeze something in where you're not ready to make it work. And you might not be meant to make it work right then and there.
And that's crazy, because most women are out here having a whole bunch of traumas and they looking for a relationship to fulfill that hole that will never get filled.
You can't start there. You have to start with yourself.
So then if you were able to admit that, and it sounds like, where's the misandry then?
Oh, I think it's just like,
because you know what misandry means, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what it means. Let me just tell you real quick that the reason that I sometimes feel that is when I have to take out my own trash and when I also have to mow my own yard. So every time I have to...
when you mow you're like, I hate niggas. I hate men. That's what it is.
My thing is this, though. You could pay somebody $150 a week to mow your lawn.
I hate them. I can, but sometimes I don't want to because I bought this mower. Sometimes I'm a prideful woman, and that's also a little bit of it. So I bought this.
But why
mower.
is it I hate niggas when I'm mowing the lawn? Why can't it be like?
It's not hate. Hate is a very strong word.
But that's what misandry means.
I don't have hate in my heart for anybody.
So you're not a misandrist.
But whenever I have to mow my own yard or take out 2 bags of trash in the morning, and I'm like hoping that I get them out there by the time the garbage men come and pick them up, I'm just like, wow, these men ain't shit.
So you hate niggas, right? You hate men.
The moment I have to take out my trash, I'm like, these men
do you identify with misandry or not?
I identify with myself. And
no. Answer the question.
My principles are up and down. I don't know. Do they identify with me? Because I don't know how many markers on
you don't answer this motherfucking question.
I don't know how many markers on misandry I could actually like fulfill.
It's a very simple question. Misandry means that you hate men. That's the literal definition.
I guess we'll find out today.
I don't think she feel like that.
Find out today.
Let her answer, because listen, we got to dispel this right now. Because look, this could be an educational opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I hope so.
Because look, at the end of the day, we all looking for healing, right?
True, and that's what we're talking about.
So this could be an opportunity for you to maybe like have a different perspective on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you said the thing you said before this conversation started was, a part of me identifies with misandry.
Yeah. So
let me ask you, hear me out. Let me finish. Okay. You know, misandry, the literal definition is, I hate men. That's what that. Yes.
Do you have a dictionary?
Yes. It means you hate men.
Pull it up on your phone. Let's see it.
Yes.
Let's see exactly what it says. What dictionary? Webster? But all I'm saying personally is that, you know, I don't know if I fully
dislike
identify
or contempt for ingrained prejudice against men.
Okay, I like the word contempt, because when I take out that trash, when I take out that trash, y'all, I'm like, these men really ain't shit.
So that's what that means.
Well, you'll see in this podcast.
So do you identify with that? Yes or no?
I mean, I guess you'll see in this podcast.
No.
You can ask me some
girl,
questions.
Answer the goddamn question.
Do I identify? Yeah,
So why do you hate men if the situation you just said with the last guy? If you agree,
no, he was wonderful.
Okay, then. So why is it associated with him then?
I hate the idea of men because the last time that I felt like I had a normal, healthy family system, it all ended on me. So when
that's his fault?
No, it's not his fault.
So why?
I told you I'm jaded, and I know I'm jaded.
Okay.
There's some resentment in my heart, and also whenever I take out trash, whenever I take.
Because listen, look, this is
Tell me why.
So look, like he just said, this is, and you just admitted this.
Yeah,
you can't deal with
everything.
women, all right. And this is to all the kids out there, all right.
No, I'm women.
All the young men, you can't deal with women who is thinking like that because they're gonna have you doing shit and feeling like you're doing something wrong when it ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying?
Who acting, I'm like, I ain't even do nothing. Yeah, but my last man, I said, but I ain't
bitch,
doing
that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
So what y'all are saying is y'all are traumatized from the past, and that gives you bias on my story.
No, you're traumatized. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know that too. You know what I'm saying?
I guess we're all traumatized.
But what she really don't understand is what you speak about, you bring about, because she even has that idea in her mind that she don't like men, and she's always going to find something
exactly.
Like about her.
Baby, you got to take that screen on.
It's going to be hard for you to find a man.
I just told y'all I have an avoidant attachment style.
Well,
I don't want a man to find me right now because I'm not in the best space to be in a relationship. So I don't even look.
Well, listen, if you don't get this game right now, if you don't get,
I'm getting the game. I already got the game.
No, you don't.
I'm spending time alone.
And that's why you still in the same spot though, baby. Because you think
what same spot is
because you think you got the game. You think you got the game, but you're being combative right now.
I'm being combative because y'all were laughing over there and chuckling up.
So wait a minute, you
y'all see this, right? Like, look
what
at
you mean?
Chuckling up.
What you talking? We're all laughing. Like, what you mean? Look, at the end of the day, you agree with that. So that means
I do, and that's what I'm saying here too. But I'm saying that I'm in a place where whenever I have to take out the trash, I'm like, damn, I wish I had a man. So when I say they ain't shit,
that's what it is.
They ain't shit. But really, in my head, what that translates to is, damn, I wish I had a man, and I'm mad at myself for not having one right now. No, just give me one more second.
Go ahead.
One more second. So when y'all laugh and y'all talk about blaming people, I do not blame my ex. Let me put that patently forward that I do not blame him.
I said that.
I feel like it broke my heart, and I have a little bit of jaded resentment that's still there. And I hope a man doesn't find me and try to talk to me because I am not in a place to talk to people.
See, I normally say, like, dudes be like, you need a woman with a low body count. I don't agree with that. But based on what she's saying, a high body count means a lot of relationships, which means a lot that went wrong, which means a lot of things put your trauma on me about why it didn't work and put what that next man,
how many
on me.
I named one
relationship. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just making an example.
Okay.
You're jaded in that relationship, so it makes you standoffish in other relationships. So I'm just saying.
You were asking me, you were talking about relationships, and you said that a lot of women, they have a high body count.
No. Listen. Let me clarify.
That's what he said.
What I was saying was a lot of guys say don't date a woman with a high body count. I disagree. But in this situation, I can understand because a high body count probably means...
Which situation?
Not mine. Let me finish. A high body count will probably mean... a lot of relationships, which means a lot of relationships fail, which means that women gonna have a lot of trauma about men that they gonna put onto you because they had a lot of failed relationships.
No, I completely understand.
You get what
that.
I'm saying?
I get what you're
but
saying.
It ain't got nothing to do with body count.
I don't know how my story made you think a high body count because I'll tell y'all right now,
women with a lot of relationships.
I do not have a lot of relationships or
high body count. But that's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying.
No, I do understand what you're saying.
I'm just talking about more relationships a woman has failed. She's gonna put more of those traumas on the next man.
Yes, and it's very true because I feel like they have a chip on their shoulder.
That's a fact.
So they take it out
on the next man.
Like here's one thing I know about PTSD. If somebody experiences it and they go through it in a past relationship, they'll take it out on the next man.
100%.
And I've heard some horror stories. I've heard men tell me, like, friends of mine, they're like, yeah, she used to just beat my ass and she would treat me horribly and she would take all my money and I'm just taking care of her and the kids. She's staying at home. We have 2 kids together. And I'm like,
because a man broke her heart before.
And she always has an excuse. A woman like that, it's a narcissistic personality, and you really need to be mindful about not hooking up with them because they'll put that on your kids too.
I've had the most successful relationships with women who I met who only had like 1-2 relationships. They was in a relationship from 16 to 22, and they got a relationship and met me, and their entire openness is completely different.
Oh, it's a different perspective altogether. When you've had fewer experiences, you've had fewer negative ones because you've chosen better. And also, I will say that younger couples, like meeting each other in high school, they grow up together. As people get older, they have a lot of like experiences that mold how they treat you. And no one deserves to have to go through the trauma of what this last man or woman put them through. That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
too
Anna,
much.
what we gonna do about you not becoming one of those women?
What? Oh no, I haven't.
She's already that woman.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like right now, because you saying a lot of these other girls is passing on that hate to other men, but you yourself. You yourself said that you identify with misandry.
Well, sometimes I do, and I'm saying.
Now, don't backtrack now,
baby.
No,
I'm not backtracking, but I will say I did say sometimes, like when I take out the trash. So that's just in jest. That's not like.
But so why petty. Is that still niggas' fault though? I'm trying to understand.
That's not like. That's not my true. That's not my true. Okay, look, they're chuckling again.
Why does that make you be like? I hate niggas.
I gotta cook. I hate bitches.
Let me know when y'all are done. Yeah, kick your feet. Kick your feet.
Would that make sense?
Y'all see this man kicking his feet? He thinks it's so funny.
Listen, if I said every time I had to cook for myself, man, I hate women. Would that make sense?
I mean, it would to me.
Why?
Sometimes,
No, it wouldn't. Stop it.
I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to joke to yourself. Like, you have to be able to laugh at, like, okay, I'm not dating right now. So, yeah, you cook for yourself. Man, I hate women. That's okay.
I would never say that.
I would say it laughing. Like, why you don't like to laugh? You look like you like to laugh a second ago.
I don't think that's funny though.
Okay, it's funny to joke about it.
I don't hate women.
It's not okay if you have the mental like fortitude to be able to say like to be able to joke about like. We have to be able to joke about like the dynamics and men and women. We can laugh about that and joke about it. As long as you don't take it to a deeper place where those feelings actually control and limit you in this world. Does that make sense?
It does, but I think you're exactly that. I think it's.
Oh, you think I am?
I think it's controlling.
I know what I am.
I think it's controlling you because
me? No,
yeah,
nothing controls me.
Okay, well then why is it that when you mowing the lawn is I hate niggas?
Because it's funny.
But you said, so is it a joke now, or are you actually identifying with
Maybe
misandry?
we just don't know her humor and it was a
no,
joke.
it is. I don't think
it's funny to me. I just told you a bitter ass, sad ass story about how I broke up with a man and all this shit happened to me in my life. It's funny to me. My way of dealing with like where I am at life is sometimes like humor like that. Like, oh damn, these men ain't shit. But why am I saying that? Because I don't have one right now. And why am I not seeking one out right now? Because I know that I'm not in a place where I can give back.
But how do we get to that place is what I'm trying to figure out.
How do we get to that? I think it takes a few years. Like I've dealt with all of these things for a few years. I'm finally back in a state where I used to be, like loving myself, giving myself like peace and tranquility, enjoying my life, spending life with friends. I'm starting to venture back out. Like I'm over here. I live in Houston. I'm trying to put myself back in situations that I used to feel very comfortable in.
Yeah.
So I'm finding myself again. Yeah. And I can admit that. And that's not why I'm not dating right now.
While we talking about that, let me ask you a question for these dudes, right?
Yes, please.
What does it take for a man to get up on you? Like if he see you, what is the things to say and not to say? Because a lot of dudes, they think they know what to say to a woman. What are the do's and the don'ts when a man's approaching you?
Oh, so when a man's approaching me, I feel like the most important thing that they can do, like we said earlier, like we talked about, is confidence. Confidence is it's key, it's king. every time you approach a woman, and you don't have to like do anything crazy, or you don't have to buy a whole table to try to talk to me. You don't have to do all these extravagant things to try to showcase that you're somebody I should talk to. What it really takes is just confidence. You have confidence when you approach me and you let me know that you're leading as a man. Yeah, that is that simple. The don'ts are the exact opposite though.
Yeah.
So the don'ts, one of the main don'ts is don't approach me and like keep chasing me when I don't respond, and keep trying to like talk to me and, oh, hey, so what are you doing tonight? Or getting upset when I don't respond. And like all of those things, they show weakness for women. So, and I'm sorry, but that's the truth of it.
No, don't be sorry. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So it shows weakness for us. Yeah. So when you're looking to like really get close, what did you say? All up on me. If you're trying to get all up on me, the best way to do that is to be confident in who you are, have something to offer. Don't give me 1,000,000 hours out of your day. Give me the time you have when you have it, and let me learn your schedule so I can reach back out to you. Because a man needs to lead.
Man, listen to that. Listen to that last part she said right there. Because a lot of you niggas be wondering why the woman ends up treating you different than she did in the beginning, because you stopped being the nigga that she liked in the very beginning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You started changing your schedule and started switching up your schedule to see her more often, when that's not even what she wanted to begin with, nigga. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to be on your program because that says that you're a leader. You know what I'm saying? So when you start coming off of your pedestal to go and appease her, now you're looking like a nigga that's unfocused, undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? You're worried about the wrong shit. All right, and you're not the same man that she fell for in the first place.
Let me ask you a question.
You know, very true.
Let me ask you a
McQueen.
question. Do you ever choose men? Do you ever go up to men and be like, say something or let them know you interested?
Oh yeah.
All right. See, listen. I'm just letting these dudes know, because this is my whole thing. Like, the women I deal with, they choose me. My longest relationship with multiple women, they made me or gave me choosing signals. What I say is, when a woman chooses you, that's going to be the longest lasting relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have had a lot of women on here, and I asked them, what was your longest lasting relationship? And they say it was the one where I was all up on that dude.
Yeah.
These dudes don't get it, though.
That's right
But
there.
they want to chase the broad, though.
No. I can expand on that.
Expand on it.
As a woman, I will tell y'all that whenever I see a man that I find attractive, I'm drawn to him. So when I approach a man that I find attractive, I'm just like, hey, so I'm Anna Fumi. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? And as soon as I talk to them, I already know the chemistry is there. I think it's primal nature. Like, going back to that. Like,
I say all the time,
them,
anytime a woman walks into a club or a venue, it's a man in her mind, and she said, damn, he fine. I wish he'd come talk to me. I say, the only woman that I want in here is the woman who thinks about me like that. Yeah. If she don't think about me like that, I don't even want her.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's how I am. Like, the only people that I've ever dated or talked to are the people that I approach.
And those are the best relationships.
Because I know exactly what I want. And the men who approach me, like the pros and the cons, the goods and the bads, the way that they approach me and they keep like nagging me, like, hey, are we gonna ever hang out? Those men never get a chance. But the ones that I approach, because I know that if I approach them with that confidence and they're able to talk to me back, because I am very like intimidating sometimes. I think I am. So I feel like the men who talk back and they're like, yeah, so it's nice to meet you, and then they lead from there, like, those are the best relationships.
Oh, I'm trying to tell y'all. That's how it is.
Yeah.
These dudes don't believe it, though.
Y'all got to learn from this one right here. He'll tell you. Tell you.
That's some real
Let me ask you a question. How tall are you?
I am 5'8",
You're
5'9" in my heels.
5'9". He like damn near 5'10" in your heels. But okay, you 5'10". What about these dudes out here who ain't 5'10"? Do you deal with dudes shorter than you, or they got to be taller than you?
I got a good answer for this one, because I will tell y'all right now that if you're dating somebody or if you hook up with somebody and they're the same height as you or a little shorter than you, we're all the same height in bed. We are all the same height in bed. And honestly, I feel like because of the like same height, can I say this on here?
You can say whatever you want to say.
Can I say this on here?
Say it on here.
Okay, all right, lean in real close. Okay, so I feel like if they're really close to your height, when you're like in the bedroom, I feel like it just gets in like super deep. So this is why there's so many relationships. There's so many relationships where the couples are like this big and they're always smiling like they're the same height and they're always smiling. And it's like, I know, because I'm usually like 5'8" guys hit on me and I know exactly what's going on in their love life. Like they're having a good time because they're right at the same height. You can reach the toes. I'm not going to expand on that. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
That's funny.
We just had to ask that question. You know what I'm saying? People want to know.
That's a good question.
What was the one you was talking about earlier? If two people get married, marriage. First off, what do you think about marriage?
Okay, so I mean, I grew up very conservative and traditional in the South, and also Yoruba culture is also very traditional.
Yeah.
So for me, I believe in the sanctitude of marriage. I believe that finding a partner that you really can commit to and you can grow together, and not just grow, build together, not just build a family. I mean, yes, I respect like people with children. I think that's amazing. But beyond that, you need to grow into your wealth. And if you can find a partner that can communicate with you on that level, I think that that's beautiful. And you should like both be in the mindset for the growth. But that's just what I want personally. I know a lot of people just want to have kids and live in a,
When you say growth,
farm.
like what type of growth?
Huh?
What type of growth?
Financial growth, emotional growth, health growth, being at the gym together.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But as far as just the written contract of marriage, how do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's important. I feel like you should learn tax laws so you can see how you can evade. No, I shouldn't say that. Let me get that out. Let me get that out.
Well, okay, but what about the disadvantage to the person who is more financially stable?
Oh, yeah. So there's always going to be a disadvantage, especially in southern states, like in Texas. If a woman has kids with a man, he's making a ton of money, she's going to get a lot of his income. So I will say, I know you didn't mention prenups, but I will say that prenups can be like advantageous. What I've heard is that people who have prenups, their marriages last longer. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so it's like, I think that a prenup is good. I think it's important. It, prepares.
Would you sign a prenup?
Yeah, I would. Of course I would. Okay. No, because if I'm getting married, like what I said about traditional and like more conservative values when it comes to marriage, if I'm getting married, that's somebody I'm going to be with for life.
So
That's
what would you say about a woman out here who doesn't want to sign a prenup? She's not really in it for the love.
Oh, well, I think that there's a lot of women out there. There's women of all kinds, but there's a lot of women who wouldn't sign a prenup. And I feel like I don't feel sorry for the man, because if you're willing to let that happen to you in this lifetime,
I feel the same
then that's
way.
That's
your bad.
Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, she got all your money. You gave her all your money.
If you was a sucker, you deserve sucker shit to happen to you, right?
Like, why would you live like that? Like, okay, so here's my thinking. Marriage is a business.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Do you understand what I mean?
It's a contract.
Right? So it's, and beyond just the initial like statement of, oh yeah, we do whatever. Everything we do is business related. Yeah. Like if we're getting to the next level and preparing for a life where we're constantly reaching new successes, then marriage is a business. So when you find somebody, that partner has to be on the same level as you, or at least, like, I hear you talk about this a lot, trainable. And I know that some men want a trainable woman. I'm not that. I come prepared. I come prepared. But
so wait a minute, you're not coachable?
I'm not what?
You're not coachable?
Oh, no, I am coachable.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I am prepared. Like, I know exactly who I am. And at the end of the day, I am a submissive woman. So if I find a man who can really, like, be the leader of the household and take care of us, I take care of certain aspects, he takes care of the others. We do what we can to get to the next level to thrive in our relationship and our finances.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna call your bluff on it. See if you're submissive or not. Okay. Me and you were in a relationship together. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I come to you with the situation. I come to you and I say, "Listen, Anna, or we're talking, all right, and you make a joke about how, let's say we're doing some type of task. I can't really name a task right now. We're doing some type of task or whatever. and you make a joke and you say, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Men ain't shit because, my man should be doing this, right?
No, I would never say that.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that. I like that too. Okay, so let's just say that, because where I was going to go with that example is, if a woman did say some shit like that, my response would be, please don't say that around me. You know what I'm saying?
No, she should never say that.
Yeah, she already knows better. I got a better one for her, though. I got a better one for her.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Let's say we was in a relationship.
Okay.
And you doing OnlyFans like you do, making a whole bunch of money. I say, you know what? Let me get a little bit of that. I got this business idea. I got something going. I got this little investment I want to try out. Can I have that? What would you say?
What I would say is let's find...
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to think of the word. Let's find a financial person to help us figure out how we can do that for you. But I want to have a percentage in the earnings, and I would ask you that before. I would ask you that beforehand. But I feel like if we're in a relationship, I wouldn't have to ask you. Whenever we do things together, we're doing things as a couple.
So you would be willing to share your earnings to further the both of y'all.
Of course.
That's a good.
I like that. That's a good. I like that. That was a great scenario.
That's a good
I feel like if you see something of like a great business move, if I'm not supportive of that, then I don't even deserve to be in your life.
For sure, but also, and I don't know if that's where you were going with the reasoning, but I also believe that if I'm in a relationship with a woman and she wants to have an OnlyFans, I'm totally behind it. I support it. Baby, get your money. Yeah. And I'm going to need a percentage because now other niggas is looking at my woman.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And to flip that even, for me personally, if I found somebody who wasn't comfortable with my OnlyFans, no one would ever see me again. I wouldn't have a social media presence. I would delete all of my accounts or archive everything on my account.
You ain't got to do that, right? We ain't got to do that. Yeah.
No.
Just give me some. You have to give me a little percentage.
You know what I'm saying? Again, but what I'm saying is that, like,
she don't like when we laugh.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that I am a submissive woman. If I find a man who doesn't want me to do it, yes, that's fine. If I find a man that I truly trust and see as a leader in my life, and he asks me for a percentage, and he not just asks me for a percentage, it wouldn't be like that. It would be like, hey, I'm investing in this over here, and let's put that money towards it. And at that point, I would ask that we like figure out an agreement on how much I'm going to get back, because that goes back to the marriage and the prenups. If I'm putting money into your business and investing, I think as a man that you should be allowing me to have, and I won't say allowance, that's so basic, and as people say that a lot, but to have a separate account that's simply for growing on my own. I think that that's important for a couple.
I believe in having our own separate accounts, just in general.
Well, we can have several accounts.
Like what's better than that is having joint investments where both our name is on it.
Exactly. I like that.
So this is what I say, right?
What I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm not for marriage because of the legal implications.
Oh, okay.
Because this is how I feel. Whenever you put the government in your business, listen, I have a child. When you go down to that courthouse, guess what? Me and this woman can't even make a decision without talking to these people. Same with marriage. If we come to an agreement, we can't even make that agreement without these people. I'd rather keep them people out of my business. But what I would do with a woman, if I get a woman and she's sacrificing her career for the kids and for the household, I feel like it's only fair that we have some investment. So if this don't work, you would just not ask out because you wasn't working. So let's get some property together in both our names, some business in our name, split. Because I do understand if a woman is giving up her future for me, then she should have something instead of nothing.
And she should build on all of the things she can in her free time. I feel like if I'm a stay-at-home mom, for example, I would build on everything. But that's why I was saying earlier that marriage is a business.
Yes, that's a fact.
It's a contract. It's a business. It's not just between you and the state. It's between you and each other. And that's the most important aspect. If you're going to have a partner, you need to have somebody that, for you as a man, y'all need somebody you can lead. And you also need somebody who doesn't need to be led. You know what I mean? You need somebody who already has like the mentality, the understanding,
I say it
the
all
respect.
the time. You don't find ducks and teach them to fly. You find eagles and teach them to fly in formation. I love an entrepreneurial woman. I like to deal with women already making their own money. They already got their own mind. They can help me. Otherwise, it's always having a dependent. I don't want a dependent. I want a partner. These dudes want a dependent. I want a woman who can help me, who I can send out to do stuff. Most of these women, you tell them to do something, they can't even do simple tasks on their own.
True.
I need a woman who's a boss who can lead in my place when I'm not there and be confident she can do that. That's how I know I'm going to get farther. That's why these dudes don't get far, because they got dependents. They don't got partners.
Yeah, because in a moment of need, when you're not available to make some like huge financial decision or decision in your household, she should be able to stand up and say, this is what he would choose.
And why would you want that type of woman to raise your children?
Yeah.
I want a boss to raise my children, not some dependent, because what's she going to teach them? Dependent behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
These dudes don't think like this, though.
Yeah, and that dependent behavior, it'll show itself in a few years with the kids and how they behave. Like, for
100%.
me, I know that I took this test one time and it said that I have a drill sergeant personality.
Which test was it? I know the personality test.
16 personalities, so I'm an INTP. But this other one, it was talking about leadership. I forget what it's called.
It's a bunch of those different tests.
Yeah, so I have like a drill sergeant personality. When I have a family system or a family dynamic, if I ever have kids, my kids are going to be in all the sports. They're going to be at all the events. They're going to be going to every single like any college universities that hold events for children, because what the goal is for my children to be more successful than me.
See, I got to ask a question, though, because you're saying, sounds like all the right things, right? She's saying a lot of the right things.
That's
how is it that you don't have a man? I know you say, oh, well, I ain't ready. But that don't matter in the world, because a man going to chase you down, beat you down, because they going to see how valuable you are.
That's terrifying.
I mean,
she wouldn't want a man to chase her down.
No. I guess
it will be enough valuable suitors.
I guess and I do have a lot, and a lot of them really are in love with me, and that's great for them. But right now, I'm in a place where I'm striving for my growth. If the right man found me right now, and I found him too, that would be everything to me, because I know I am half of a power couple. I just haven't found the other side yet. So once I do, I'll be happy and thankful for it. But right now, they need to come across my like spaces that I'm in, the places that I'm at. They need to be in the same like understanding, or they need to have similar values as me, and similar jobs maybe. Hopefully.
But you do OnlyFans. Do you think you doing OnlyFans is stopping a lot of men from possibly?
Oh no, not at all. Actually, no.
You don't think so?
In fact, I excuse me, I don't mean to kiss and tell, but so I have in the past dated men who are very wealthy. They travel a lot. They're doing things across the world. And when I tell them that I do OnlyFans, they're like, that's amazing. And I find that the wealthier the man, the less he cares about what I'm doing in the sense of, oh, you're showing your body. The more he's impressed by, oh, you're creating something out of nothing. You created a business. You're doing this for money. And a very wealthy man also understands that these people who spend money on it, they're giving me money, but they don't matter to me personally in a sense of our relationship. Like, it's not the same.
No, I get that. That's how I see some strippers and things like that. Yeah, you actually working smarter, not harder.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I agree. Smarter, not harder.
And somebody with a business mind respects leverage.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All I'm saying is, if you're going to continue to show yourself to other niggas when that body's supposed to be only for my eyes, I'm going to need a percentage.
That's an interesting perspective.
All right, y'all. That's it for the Gang Guys podcast today, man. All right, we got a lot of good game. All right, I feel like we got a lot of great answers.
I feel like it was a therapy session today.
It was a good therapy session.
Tell them where they can find you, all your socials.
Okay, so my socials are Anna Fumi, Anna.Fumi. I have a TikTok too. You can find all my links on my Instagram. It was really great being here. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
See y'all later.
See y'all later, man.